What's up, guys? I'm going to be teaching you how to create that look right there. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to start off with the Morphe R37 brush. And the palette I'm using is the 35N palette by Morphe. And I'm starting off with that warm pinkish orangish shade. I usually go with a little more orange for my transition, but today I'm going to stay away from orange. And this color is a little more pink, more in the camera it looks a little more like it's orange, but it's really not. It's pink. And I'm gonna put this all over my lid, on the top of my lid, as to help as my transition down to the color, the darker colors we're gonna be using later. And then I'm gonna take this next shade right next to it, which is a little bit darker, and I'm gonna place it in the exact same spot with the exact same brush. I just start off lightly, and then I work up to darker colors just so that it's not an exaggeration as soon as I start. And I'm just going to make sure to blend this in really well before I go in with any other shade. And yep. Now I'm going to take my M433 brush by Morphe and this Jaclyn Hill palette, that orangey brown shade that I said I was going to stay away from. Honestly, I have no idea why I put this in here. It makes a difference in the look just because it made it a little darker. I guess I just didn't have any darker pink shades that were at my hands, so I decided to use this brown shade, which is still an undertone that's kind of orangey. So if you have something that's more pink, you can go ahead and use it. I used this just because it was a little darker. Like I said, I couldn't find any other color that was like a red pink shade that would go darker, and I was just kind of scared to go straight in with the color that I'm going to use next. But if you do have it, then go ahead and do it. And then now I'm going in with the E17 brush, which is a little more tapered brush that's going to help get into the crease. And now I'm going to go in with this really bright pink color that I was talking about, and I'm gonna concentrate that on my crease at first and try to get the color really like pigmented in the outer crease part, and then I'm gonna start feathering it in towards the front and the sides of my eye. This color is extremely pigmented, so yeah, a little goes a long way, so I'm really glad I didn't grab it at first and just go in straight with it. Build this color up. Do a little bit by a little bit. Don't go straight in with a lot of this color, because you will regret it. It becomes a mess when you put too much of one really pigmented color on there. So at first I'm going to go in through and place this with this brush exactly where I want it, and then in a second I'm going to go through with another brush and I'm going to blend it all out. Now I'm going to go in with the M433 again with that brush that I used with the brown shade, and I'm just going to blend this all out with no extra uh, pigment on it, with no color, just the brush itself. I use the same brush because I don't find the need to use a clean one when I'm still using that color. So you can use a clean one if you want to, but I never really do. I go in with the brush I already used in the look, and I just blend it all together. Now I'm going back in with the E17 brush, and I'm going to take the same color that I was just using, and I'm gonna make it darker. This is where I'm building up. I'm building it up little by little because, like I said, this color is really pigmented. If you put a lot of it on there at first and then you don't blend it out, it's gonna be really difficult for you to go back through and blend it. So my suggestion is to take the one brush and place the color, and then take the next brush, blend it, and then keep building, going back and forth, back and forth. This is again where I go back in with the M433 brush and I blend it all out. I don't take any extra color. You can if you want to, but the point of the E17 brush is to place and the M33 is to blend. And now I'm taking the MAC 242 brush with these two shades at first. I go in with both of these, I blend them together, and I'm going to be placing that in my inner corner and my outer corner. And this is just to make it darker, and this one's just going to help me place it exactly where I want it. And this is such a dark shade that I'm just going to place it right where I want it, and then I'll go back through and blend it in with another brush. This brush is really good to place the color that you want. It packs the color on really well. So this is why I like to use this one, and then I'll go back in and blend with another one. This one just really pigments the color where I want it to be, and it doesn't mess it anywhere or blend it anywhere. It just places the color where I want it. So that's exactly what I want this brush for. And then in a second I'll blend everything out to make it look seamless. Right here you can see it kind of looks janky, but in a second, well, right now we're going to take the E17 brush and I'm going to blend that all into the crease again. Try to blend those two together so that on the top it creates a heavier line. But like I said, the most of the pigment is focused on the inner corner and the outer corner. We're going for a halo eye today, so that's why. Right here, it's just keep on blending and blending and blending until everything looks seamless, because once we place the color in the middle, that's going to go in the middle, it's going to be really difficult to blend everything together. But you know what's cool is that this look is just really pigmented on the outer corners, and then you kind of just blend that pigment into the middle, but it gets lighter in the middle. I don't know if I make any sense, but I hope I do. And from here, I'm going to take the M433 brush, and like I said, no extra pigment. I'm just blending everything out, continuously doing this back and forth. Blend, place, blend, and place. Right here, I took the first shade that I had used, or the second one, and I used it just to help me blend a little bit better, and so that that color would pop through again, because I felt like it kind of got lost in the middle of all of that. And now I'm going to take the E17 brush again with the darkest shade that we're using, and I'm going to keep placing it on the outer corner and the inner corner, just kind of blending that out. That, like I said, I start off with a little bit and then I just build, because, you know, dark colors can be a hassle if you just place and then you don't blend. So the key for this is just to place a little bit and then blend that and then place. I know I keep saying that, but it's like super important. When I first started, I would just place and then it was just a mess, and I would have to end up taking it all off, because it just doesn't work like that. You gotta take baby steps. Now I'm taking the M433 brush and I'm blending again what I just placed with the E17 brush. This look is pretty much the same thing, going back and forth. There's no new colors. It's just building it up with color and blending it out. It's a lot of repetition, but it's really important, and that's why I kind of left it in here, because to get that look, it's really important for you to go back and forth and not just to place the color at the beginning and think you're all done. Just got to keep blending. Then I'm going to take the R37 brush, which was the first brush that I used for the transition color, with no extra product, and I'm just going to blend everything together. Now I'm going to take the liquid shadow by Stila, which is the star of the show. This is going to be in the shade Kitten with the M213 brush, which is this very small dome shaped brush, and it's going to help me carve out my crease. I'm going to start off by placing it where you know I see the line of my eye, but then I open my, it helps to open your eye and look up, and it kind of creates where the crease should be on your eye, and that way when you look up it doesn't create a mess. Now you just look up at the beginning and then it creates that line for you, and then I'm going to start bringing that shadow down. I'm not going to completely clean my crease because this is a halo eye, so I'm just going to do it in the middle, and then in a second I'm going to go back through and I'm going to blend out the edges, the sides, with some shadow. But I'm only doing one eye on camera because the other eye it's always a hassle because I have two wrinkles on it, so it just kind of creates a big deal. But I'm doing this eye on camera, and yeah, I'm just blending everything out here. I'm blending the liquid shadow. Now I'm going to take the E17 brush and I'm going to, with no product at first, I start to blend everything out and just see how that blends out. And then after I see how it blends with no product, then I go back through and I use product. I took the darkest shade that we were using at the beginning, the very dark purple, but then you can go back through and add a little bit of with this M433 brush. I went through and I think I added a tiny bit of that really raspberry color that we were using, and I blend everything out together. I low-key feel like I make no sense. Sometimes I question why I make videos because I feel like I'm not very good at explaining. I'm just good at doing it. But I really hope it makes sense to all of you. I'm just blending out the edges, and I'm hoping that whatever you see that I'm doing makes sense, because obviously I don't make sense. But now I'm going in with my lashes that are the Ardell's 215, I think, with the Duo Lash Glue, and I'm just gonna place these. These lashes are really not that hard to put on, but I've got the hang of it, so I just kind of slap them on. If you guys want a video of how to put lashes, let me know. But other than that, this is just kind of how it goes. I'm so sorry. I'm like terrible at explaining, but you know I'm doing it as best I can. And then I kind of skipped this whole putting on foundation thing because my phone wasn't recording. But now I'm contouring and I'm using this Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D, which is absolutely my favorite because I am a very neutral toned person. I do not do way too warm or way too cool. And these these are very pigmented, first of all, and they're the perfect color for me. Now I'm going to contour my forehead. I have a really big forehead, so I always go in with the darkest shade because you just couldn't go wrong. Like, look at my forehead. And then I also go in with the darkest shade to contour my, sorry, I started dancing there. I go in with the darkest shade to contour my neck. And a lot of people are scared of the dark shade to do that, but if you blend it out really well, it doesn't leave any lines, or it doesn't leave that like transition of, oh, this is too dark. So if you notice, I start going down and I blend it into my neck. So don't be scared. Like me, I have, a double chin, so, you know, I gotta go in there with that. But, don't be scared. Just blend it in really, really well, and you won't have anything left over. Now I'm going with the oldie but a goodie, which is Jaclyn Hill. She came out with Becca a while ago, and she made that palette, which is freaking amazing. And the highlighter I'm using is the Champagne Pop, and then I'm also using a a blush from that same palette. It's a super super pretty blush. I will put what it's called on the screen so that you guys know. But on the little camera that I look at while I'm getting ready, it looked like I put way too much blush on. So in a second, you're going to see me make this extremely like, oh my God face. Yeah, right there. I thought I put on too much blush because the the screen made it look that way, but it really wasn't. I just blended it out a little bit better, and we got it going. There's never too much blush. I don't know why I thought so. Now I'm going to go on the bottom of my eyes, and I'm taking the M506 and I'm blending that into the bottom of my eye. I'm just blending that in. You could really never go wrong. You could just, it's just go through your eyes. Um, Blend that into the bottom of your eye. And then I took that darker shade with that same brush, the M506, and I blended down there too. And now I'm taking this really, really dark one with this really tight line brush, and I'm just really, really putting it close to my waterline to make it look a little bit darker so that the colors on underneath can pop through. And then I'm putting mascara on. I don't usually do a lot on the bottom of my eyes. I don't smoke it out that much, so just keep it kind of simple. And then I'm taking the Fenty lip gloss, and voila, I'm done. Thank you guys for listening to me rant, because I feel like I didn't teach anything, but I really do hope you learned something.